Alright, welcome back to the Tape Deck. I'm your host, Quintavious, what's his name? Quintavious Tavero Thomas.
And I'm your other host, Mac Demarco.
Coming to you live with another episode. Featured today, we have two very strange albums. We have Here Comes the Cowboy by Mac Demarco. It was released like 2 days ago.
Friday, I believe.
Yeah. So that's like a couple more than 2 days ago.
Yeah, a couple more.
And then when was Sli'merre
Same
released?
day.
Same day.
Same day.
All right. New music.
That was pretty good.
Okay.
That's some new music right there.
Okay, so Randee.
So I guess we'll first start with
We'll start with Here Comes the Cowboy.
Well, you know, the first track I think is the entire sum up of the album.
Here comes the cowboy.
As my first note is, the first song is garbage.
It is literally just a 3-minute song of him saying, "Here comes the cowboy." Well, it's exactly 3 minutes.
Oh wow, how about that? Oh, I was thinking of track 2 whenever I was talking to you earlier.
And it's like the same beat, and like, you know, like I think that's my biggest problem with this album is everything is like the same thing, and like every song is like so repetitive.
Yeah.
There's no substance whatsoever in any of these songs.
I honestly, overall, you know, I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't listen to it again.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, I can't decide if I like his voice or not.
I mean, this whole entire album, he's like...
I've never listened to any of his other stuff. This was my first
This is like if you take his first couple albums, where it's kind of like jangle pop, you know? It's like that old 80s style where it's like... I can't do the twangy guitar.
I know what you're trying to do.
That old 80s twang guitar, that jangle pop is what it was called. But then, this is just bare bones. He's
bare bones. That's a good way to describe it.
He's just kind of saying... He's not even like saying...
It literally sounds like the only drum he uses is a box.
Every song is the Boots and Cats.
Yeah. Or the horse.
Don't
forget the horse. Because, you know, here comes the cowboy.
Yeah, and I mean, Choo Choo.
Choo Choo!
I don't know, every song was just... Every chorus is just...
How about that little doggy marching, though?
Every chorus is just him saying the same thing.
Over and over. Like heart to heart.
Heart to heart. Heart to heart. Heart to heart. Like that. Keep it going. Keep it going, man.
Oh my gosh.
And you just like... It's like...
I liked 2 total songs on the album.
I thought 3 was okay.
I liked 3. I did like 3. I liked 5, and you know what? I can get behind 7 because I thought that was a touching song to his girlfriend.
Still though, it was boring.
I enjoyed it. I mean, there was a purpose behind it. I enjoyed that one. So I liked 3 out of 13.
I felt like he wasn't like. I feel like he wasn't. I don't know. Either he wasn't really trying, or like he just didn't. I don't know. It's like it's just there's nothing to it.
You know, I couldn't tell if he was sad or happy the whole time.
Here comes the cowboy.
What was he? What's the emotion?
What's the cowboy? So what's the significance of the cowboy?
Then another thing is apparently he's from the city. Okay?
He's from Ontario, I think, right?
Somewhere in Ontario.
Okay.
Ontario's a province.
Yes. Correct.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, but apparently he's from the city. But I guess his girlfriend isn't. That's what I'm trying to gather. This is me assuming.
So you're reading in the lyrics right now.
Trying to, because he says, "Hey cowgirl, will you come with me to the city?" And hey cowgirl.
Oh yeah, and then it talks about how like even some cowboys miss the city sometimes.
Yeah, but if he's a cowboy and he's from the city, I don't get it. Is he from the city, or did he start out as a cowboy and now he likes the city?
Maybe his spirit is wild. Maybe he's the spirit of a cowboy in the city, so he'll never be happy.
See, the point is, this is my whole point. I don't understand what the album's about. You call it "Here Comes the Cowboy." You start off with the horse song.
The horse. Here comes the cowboy.
And then about only 3 other songs remind me of cowboys.
Well, I mean, listen, at least he did all the work on the album, right?
All instruments, vocals, production, mixing, and engineering.
He had no other help on the album.
Actually, he did.
Other than the little feature, which
yeah.
I don't think...
no, apparently there was like somebody on another song too that I saw. But
pretty much just him.
Well, no wonder. Nobody else wanted to be a part of this.
I know
I didn't.
That's most of his albums. I'm pretty sure it's always him
I believe so
doing
as well.
all the work.
He's the Russ. of
Russ?
Russ? Yes, you've never heard of Russ?
No.
Oh, he's real big on I did this all myself
What?
in hip hop.
Of course.
He's like like I'd call him like pop hip hop. A lot of white girls like him.
Oh, hip hop is what? Hip hop is pop now, buddy.
Well, no, he's pop hip hop.
Oh, so
like,
we're
we're subgenring.
He's like that's my version of pop.
Well, that
Baby, I love you.
no, but you can stop.
It's baby bye bye.
That song was too long.
7 minutes, buddy.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I mean, no.
You didn't?
I started skipping.
There's like this really weird part where it's just like background noise.
Really?
Yeah, in the middle. It's like an interlude. And like all you hear is like plates and people talking, and it sounds like he's in a restaurant.
I think my biggest issue with this album is that nothing changes. Like every song, it's one beat, and it sticks to that the entire song.
I think he used the same chords throughout the whole album.
And I mean, sometimes you get that classic twang and that classic.
There were like a couple good ones of those, maybe on like 2 songs.
But most of the time, it's just like a simple chord with him just going choo choo.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if he was sad or not.
I think I have to agree with the Independent here with a 2 out of 5.
That's not our rating scale.
I know. I know, but I'm just saying, you know.
Oh, it's bad.
It's not bad.
Well, it's not awful. I've heard worse.
So what's the album art about?
Well, it looks like an Eaton Park smiley cookie.
I thought it was those French fries. The
smiley French fries. The mouth isn't big enough.
Oh, so you're an expert here.
Yeah, McCain smiley fries, the only type you need to buy.
Yeah, so apparently this did receive polarizing reviews from those critics and fans.
Polarizing. That's a fun word.
Juxtaposed.
Do you have a word a day calendar too?
I just know juxtaposed, man. That's one of my favorite words. I don't have a word a day calendar. What am I, a nerd?
Wait, let's see what this says. The record's slower pace won't be for everybody, just as unassuming this old dog wasn't. But should you let it, this record will transport you somewhere calm and reflective.
No, it won't.
At a time of great chaos, that sure sounds good to me.
It really doesn't.
I feel like he tries to be deep. I tried to look at the lyrics of this album. He tries to be deep.
He tries to be the kind of deep where it's like, it's the Bob Dylan type of deep.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Because he just says a bunch of things.
And we're like, yes!
And everyone's like, read it, like, this is so deep. And Bob Dylan's like, Rolling Stone. On the Watchtower.
That was Jimmy.
No, Jimmy covered it.
I know, but that sounded like Jimmy.
But Bob Dylan doesn't do it like that.
What does that mean? All along the Watchtower. Who's all along the Watchtower? See, these are the things I'm asking. Why is he a cowboy? That's what I don't get. Has he ever before expressed?
Here comes the cowboy.
Has he ever before expressed that he's a cowboy?
Listen, I just think he was trying to do something fancy and weird, and really, where's it going? This album didn't do much. It didn't go anywhere. It just stayed static. And it was just mostly repetitive songs that had the choruses were horrible. Like literally, that's what he can't write a chorus in this album.
No, he can't. He really can't.
He just says heart to heart over and over again. Or he says finally alone over and over again. He says here comes the cowboy over and over again. He says Little Dark's March over and over again. He says preoccupied over and over again. Choo choo over and over again. He just repeats the same thing.
Well, you know, as Bo Burnham once said, repeat stuff.
Repeat stuff. Repeat stuff. Repeat stuff.
This is the second Bo Burnham mention on this show.
Yeah, Bo Burnham's great. Check him out.
It's called...
Listen to his album instead of this one.
Yeah, honestly. That was a good point. So, do you think we're ready to give this a rating?
Other than other than the Alice Lee, it's like because he's trying to do that his lo-fi thing where all the instruments are simple and you're trying to relate to him because he's just a normal guy making music.
So, honestly, do you think that this album is a failure?
In terms of Mac Demarco, I think it is not strong, and it definitely... I don't think it's a failure. I just don't think it's anything worth listening to. I think it's like just lump it in the pile of albums that have been released. Like, there's nothing special about it that would make me want to, like, if I was sitting there munching on some grapes, putting on my vinyl, I wouldn't want to pick this album, and I would never choose it over like anything else.
So do you think that this is just another album to saturate the already saturated music
I just
market?
don't think he really tried that much, or if he did, I don't know what he was thinking.
Cookie.
He was thinking Eaton Park Pie cookie.
And he probably doesn't even know what Eaton Park is.
Do you think those exist in Canada?
No, they definitely don't. I'm pretty sure it's only regional.
All right, well, I guess I can slap a review on this sucker. Give it a solid 40. But a little below average for me.
Below average.
A light to decent 40.
Light to decent.
So this is my reaction song. 40, 40, you get a 40, Mac.
Okay. That was pretty menacing, I guess.
Thank you. Well, what about you?
38 3/4.
Don't make me average that. Okay, 39.
There you go.
So basically, don't listen to it. If you're really a diehard Mac fan, you might like it.
But honestly, I don't think it's worth it.
I think you'd much better listening to 2 and what's the other one called? Salad Days, which are his first two albums. All right, well, moving on to Young Nudy. Doesn't even have an album. It doesn't even have
We don't even have a Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Page for this.
One of the best rapper collaborations of the year. That's what.
Wait a minute. Is that what that said? Who said that? Who said that?
Pitchfork.
Pitchfork said that. What? What?
They're
Pitchfork.
They're decent.
Pitchfork. What are you doing?
What are you?
They gave it an 8. They gave it an 8. What? I'm in shock. I did not look at this beforehand. What?
Pitchfork's gone down the drain.
Okay, Pitchfork. First of all, stop.
Okay.
Second of all, here's what I think.
Okay, what do you think, Randee?
This was mediocre at best.
I'm on the same page.
This was just another Zone 6 Atlanta rapper trying to do something. I mean,
so will you let me shit on the production this time? Oopsie daisy. I dropped an S-bomb, but I'm sorry. Will you let me hate on the production this time?
Why?
Explain
why.
Single song sounded like it was the same song. If you,
it was all produced by the same guy.
No, but like the melodies were the same, the beats were the same. Literally, I was listening to it and I was like, if you put a blindfold on me and switched between songs, I wouldn't know you were switching between songs.
But see, you don't have an ear for that type of stuff.
Bro,
you're not used to listening.
The melody, I'm talking specifically melody. Like the drum beats were literally just the same thing, like that trap beat. And
it's a trap album.
And
Sunday Review.
And he's just going and he's just saying the same stuff, like saying the N word every 3 seconds.
We'll get to the lyrics later. If we're gonna focus on Pierre
right now, we're talking about production.
So we're talking about, if you want to talk about Pierre,
I think it was subpar.
I think Pierre does well on this album. I think a few of the beats were misses. I think that he's saving all the good beats for Cardi, because I'm pretty sure Cardi's dropping a new album soon, and that's what you got to be excited.
He didn't really try with melodies. Every melody was like the same effects.
That is Pierre's style. You
can't say laziness is a style.
No, it's not. It's not laziness. It's there for a reason. Pierre's style. If you listen to Playboi Carti's debut album, and you listen to all the Pierre beats on that album, you can see that Pierre has remained consistent and his beat work.
That's not a good thing. You shouldn't be safe and do the same thing over again.
He has a specific sound, and there's a reason that people choose this specific sound. Now, I don't know why Young Nudy did an album with Pierre, and I don't know why Pierre would work with an artist like Young Nudy, because
Who even is Young Nudy?
He honestly isn't that promising of an act, if you ask me. I mean, his flow is and there's literally about 15 to 30 other people doing what he's doing.
So, I mean, if we're talking like his ability to write lyrics, there's nothing there.
I mean, it's subpar, but I'm pretty sure that he didn't write anything, and all of those were freestyled in the studio. Because you can even tell because of the way that he pauses. You can tell because of the pauses.
He's just thinking about what to say. You can tell by how often he's dropping N-bombs.
It's called filler.
And he's like, okay, so I can use that to rhyme instead of actually rhyming.
But it is a style. It's a stylistic choice.
There's nothing artistic about this album. Man.
I mean,
It's just normal pop rap.
See, I can put this on and feel okay listening to it.
It's nothing. It's not artistic. You're not meant to like sit there and like look at it like a monument. And
No. This is something you literally just throw on.
It's something you throw on at like a kegger.
A kegger. At a kegger. Yes, this is for the frat boys.
This is something you put on so everyone's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, the only problem is his hooks are bad.
Everything's bad.
No, the hooks are bad because they aren't catchy. They're too long.
And like, the songs never changed either. You know, it was just the same thing the whole song. That's both these albums. They're just doing the same thing the whole song, just in different contexts.
I can get behind it just because I do like Pierre's production. I really like the flutes that he uses. I really like the sounds that he uses. I mean, I understand. Yeah. He is a very minimal producer though. There are not a lot of layers to what he does.
I just didn't like how safe he was. He just did the same thing over and over again. That's the one I don't like. I don't like how like consistent he was with like doing the same thing.
I mean, but he's good at it though. I mean, you have to admit he's good at that.
Yeah, if you did like a couple songs doing that, but like I want to see you branch out a little bit, not just like stay so.
Do you think that young Nudy could rap over anything other than that?
That's actually a good point.
Do you think that he could rap over anything other than what we heard? Because I sure don't.
I don't think he could rap over what he was given.
I mean, like I said, his flow is.
And how about the features? You always say an album is defined by the features.
I mean, there were only two on.
There
were four. The 21 Savage feature was fine.
How about Lil Uzi's?
Lil Uzi's was fine.
How about Megan the
Thee Stallion is actually one of the technically best rappers out right now. And she's been on the rise for a few years. She's been working on her craft, and she blew up recently. Now, however, is she the next Nicki Minaj? And I think that that's something that a lot of people are talking about. Her debut album actually drops this Friday. So shout out to that. Watch out for that if you're into that type of stuff. I personally do not enjoy listening to Megan Thee Stallion. But I don't...
I can't stand it.
But it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not for me.
But she, technically as a rapper, her actual rapping skills are very, very, very honed in. Mm-hmm. She's very good at that. Now, do I like the subject matter of her feature on this album? No, I thought that song was awful, but I don't like the subject matter of it.
I don't like any of the subject matters.
And the Baby feature wasn't awful. But he's also another young artist that's blowing up right now. But, however, he does sound like everybody else out right now, and that is the problem.
This album just fits in. It's like, he's so forgettable.
I saw Tay Keith, another producer, and he said that this is all he listened to for like a week. But that's because he's studying the game. He's studying Pierre's beats, okay? Because he's a student of the game. So he's studying what Pierre did on this album. He's like, oh, okay, now I gotta do something different than that. Because Tay Keith is another, I think, probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best producers out right now. He got Producer of the Year from Complex for 2018, which is very respected. I think that that's why he's listening to this and saying, "Oh, okay, I got to compete with Pierre now. I got to be better than that." You know what I mean?
I don't think it's hard.
It is though. Whenever in this context, because Pierre
in popular rap,
Pierre is so respected in this.
In like popular rap, it's like I guess in this genre.
And Pierre definitely has some heat coming out soon because, like I said, Cardi's got an album coming out. Uzi's got an album coming out.
In this genre, there's really no room for anything to grow. It's kind of just like doing the same thing, but kind of honing it in. It's kind of like not being diverse, you know. It's like because like people don't want that to change. Pop music, they don't want any change.
The sad thing is there were no samples on this album.
Oh yeah, it was just some real fantastic rap work.
I can't get behind Young Nudy. It's just there's too many people like him.
Too many people named Young and little. I'm tired of these
I can't believe they gave this an 8. Why did they give this an 8?
Let's read the review. Finesse rapper. What's that even mean? What's a finesse rapper? Atlantic he's the target of the sting Oh, that's what he's known for being a sting operation target by ICE. Why is that's not something you should be known for? See
there, they're talking about Pierre. Metro Boomin and Tay Keith, who are better producers than Pierre.
See, so they're saying that he hasn't attained that level.
Because of what you said. Because he hasn't branched out.
He's just doing the same thing over and over again.
He's being safe, yes.
Yeah, Pierre, you want to come out here?
There it is. How many times did we hear that, though? The tag was used too often. It was used too often, Pierre. We get your hyping yourself up, but it was too much.
So, what are they even saying? Oh, they're talking about Playboy Cardi now. He's a premium space filler. Do you agree?
I think Playboy Cardi's better than Nudy.
Neither will ever be considered great rappers.
Because they aren't. The lyrical content is not there. And Cardi, half of his songs are just ad-libs. But I love the ad-libs, so it's okay.
He has an ear for the weirdest, most pronounced beats. They're not even that weird.
I mean, Sunflower Seeds was weird, man.
It sounded normal. It sounded just like a normal chill beat.
It was different.
And the weirdest thing was putting a chill beat over that type of lyrical context.
Constantly mutating into something new and weird. I do not agree with that.
It was nothing weird. Okay. Pitchfork, don't trust that review for this.
Okay, I can agree with that, though. Nudy is mostly just a guest at an amusement park of Bourne's creation. That is true.
Who's Bourne?
The Pierre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't have anything else to say about that.
I mean,
it's not good.
it's very mediocre. I would agree. Very, very mediocre. Would only recommend to put on in the background.
Put on at a kegger. If you're about to do a shotgun.
And at the gym. It'd be fine at the gym. Those are the only two places that this is acceptable. Maybe in the car.
If you're listening to this while smoking your pipe, then...
well, you could probably do that.
No, this is not music to sit down and listen to.
Yeah, you could pass the blunt to this.
No, I'm not saying blunt.
Oh.
I'm saying like a pipe, like tobacco, you know, getting out of your wine and like smoking the Gandalf.
Oh, the long one.
Yeah. But this is not to get high music either.
Oh, yeah.
No,
look at the album cover!
Okay, like, they're getting high, but you...
Maybe that's when it sounds good.
Maybe Pitchfork was high when
they gave it an 8.
We figured it out. 35, or no, 30. I'm giving it a 30.
I'll give it a 40.
There's nothing good about this album. It's just bad. It's not terrible. It's just
no,
bad.
It's not, because it can get worse. It can get worse.
We're not dipping to the deep sea range, but it's not good. So 35 is, I think, fair enough for that. I think that's too generous.
I think that's fine. Just because I needed to bump it up a little bit because there's way worse, and I don't want to give us a standard if we get something really bad.
But like, I don't think this is worth an 8, and I don't know what Pitchfork.
I don't know what Pitchfork was thinking either. I usually trust Pitchfork like a lot and respect their reviews, but I don't know what they were thinking here.
Next week, I've been putting this album off because of all the buzz around it, and I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to listen to it. We're doing Father of the Bride by Vampire Weekend.
Oh, I don't know.
And
you got to stall again.
I'll stall, okay. The song's called Whale Song.
Whale Song?
Ooh!
That's pretty good.
Ooh! Whales! I'm riding whales tonight.
Oh.
My mom isn't a whale, 'cause I'm not a whale. I live in the Atlantic. I'm a blue whale.
A blue whale.
People hunted me for a while. I don't grow as big as I used to. Used to go to 100 meters. Now I only get to like 30. It's kind of tragic.
I think we're going to go with Shea Butter Baby by Ari Lennox.
So we got Vampire Weekend, Father of the Bride, and Shea Butter Baby, Ari Lennox.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Until then, this is the Tape Deck signing off. Tape Deck! Where's the stop recording?